People who are getting more business are not smarter than you nor I. They are just more consistent and they focus on quantity versus quality. Y'all, today I went to a NSA, the National Speakers Association event that they call Main Stage. And this is essentially an event that's like a whole production. It's like a half day program, honestly, where they cover what's going on in the association, they highlight members, they spotlight new members, and then they also have a keynote or really workshop speaker in this instance for me to talk about a particular topic. So today they had this amazing man there, and his name is Chuck Gallagher. I'm going to put his LinkedIn in the description because this man is amazing. He was talking on AI. And I will let y'all know just from the beginning, when I saw that on the flyer, I was like, this is about to be another, Chat GPT one-on-one type of thing. I did not expect to get much out of it. Quite honestly, I expected more. My intention was more for the networking than the actual content of the workshop. But boy, was I wrong. When I tell you literally everything he shared, I was like, this is worth joining the NSA membership just off of the information that I got here today. I'm so glad that I did not let, I just want to chill on the weekends, keep me from going, or the fact that I had to do half online and then drive over there for the rest, because not only did I come in at the right time, I literally pulled up as they were going on break in the room. And so I was able to talk with some people, but it was right before his session. So I was there in the room, got to meet him and talk to him at the end. It was amazing. Couple of things that I wanted to talk about in today's video. First of all, I don't know how old he is specifically, but just from looking on his LinkedIn, I think he was in college in like 1975 or something like that. So I'm thinking at least 60s. And the reason that I say that is because there are so many of us who are, 30s, late 20s, 40s, and we are making so many excuses about why we can't do a thing, or, oh, this is hard, I'm not technical, and da-da-da-da. And we have people who are, generations behind, who are learning these things at a fast pace and using them. We have zero excuse. So it was not a Chat GPT one-on-one class. He literally broke down how he creates visibility for himself as a speaker, how much content that he creates, how he uses AI. He gave us specific examples in the room and prompts to create content at a faster rate, because he has some good quotes that I wrote down as well. He said that, any business needs inventory. This was so good. He said any business needs inventory, and for Google, inventory is content. They don't care how good the content is. We as the creators do, but even the people who find us don't necessarily care about the quality of a YouTube video, or he's really big on blogs, which your girl's about to get on blogs. I took too many notes to not do any. Well, first of all, I'm never not going to do anything, but to not do blogs, we getting into it the way that he explained it to me. So it would, as a creative, as a speaker, or as someone who just wants visibility on their brand and their business, you have to create more content. And it does not all have to be this polished suit and tie. Like, in order to move fast, you have to use these tools to be able to move fast and get in front of your people, because gone are the days of just being excellent at what you do. You have to be findable. Like, mediocre, average people who are findable will win in 2026 and beyond. So all of this trying to be perfect stuff is going to get you left in the dust, and you're going to be perfect sitting in the living room. I'm just not willing to do it. When he told me this is how he used AI, he creates 3 blogs a month. And 3 blogs a week. He used to do it 5 times a week. And how he uses AI to find keywords, what's already out there, how he builds up his ranking in search. I felt it as a personal challenge. Like, oh, we going here because where most people are so focused on Instagram and Reels, and I love all that, and TikToks and all of that. This guy is playing the real game. Like, he's playing the long game. He even said it. He gave this beautiful analogy when he first started that already had me locked in, and it'll make me never look at Home Depot the same. He said, if you had a job at Home Depot and you had to be there by a certain time, you would go, you did your work, help people find the wooden screws or whatever the case may be. You take your lunch break at a certain time, you go in the back, eat your lunch. When your lunch hour is up, you go out, finish the last half of your shift. At 5 o'clock, you go home and you're done. He said, we need to treat, this was speakers, we need to treat our careers the same way. When we wake up, we don't need to be asking, what are we doing today? Or, taking out the dog or doing all these things. And yes, entrepreneurship is freedom, but we have to watch that. When he was saying that, I'm like, we have to also remember that we still do have a job. We have a job that's actually a little bit more important to be disciplined because we don't have a structure that we're following, but we need to create one in order to be successful. Otherwise, you just have a hobby that you're just happen to monetize sometimes. If you have a true business, then you do have a job. You do have to show up every day. So he said, every day you're not on stage speaking, you should be creating content. Like, that should be your day. Because if you're not speaking, then marketing and selling is your job. He said that marketing and selling is actually your primary job. You just happen to speak. And I said, ooh. If that's not a business owner mantra, like, we signed up to be marketing and salespeople, period. We just so happen to coach. We just so happen to consult. And that was such a good mind shift, because oftentimes we think we get into business just to do the thing. It's like, no, if you just wanted to be a coach, you should have went and worked for a coaching company. If you just wanted to be a speaker, then you should have, got a job as a corporate trainer or something. Like, that's your outlet to just be that. But if you put on the hat of a business owner, you still do the things, but the shift changes. You can't just focus on building you can't just focus on the product. I'm not going to say building a better product. You can't just focus on the product, which for a speaker, for a consultant, it's like working on your frameworks and all of that. Yes, but even more of your time has to become you doing the marketing and sales activities, because if you have no one to speak to or no one to coach, how do you get better? By thinking about it? By reading about it? Like, you have to put in the reps, and the reps involve an exchange between value that someone needs and what you can provide. That in itself, I'm still marinating on that. And it was right on time, because I even looked at this for myself. Like, last week, I completely shift the way that I look at every single day during my work time. And I'm like, this is what I'm focused on. I had already gotten this rhythm of creating content, but where it really changed for me was the whole blogs thing, and how he broke down how to use AI to actually write good content. One thing I will tell y'all that he called out was, we all heard of SEO. Have you ever heard of GEO and AEO? Somebody looked them up in the sessions. And I didn't write it down because he was like, somebody asked what did it stand for, and he was like, I don't know. I just I just stick to the acronym. Why I need to know it, it really doesn't matter to me. I just know I need to rank for it. And essentially, they're around artificial intelligence, and I think the other one is, I can't remember. Y'all can look it up. But these are how AI platforms and models are able to find and interpret your content. He said that one thing that you've all noticed on Google, that before the search populates, there is a section where AI is summarizing the answer. He's like, you want to make sure that your stuff gets summarized in those answers, because people are still Googling things more than ever. Like, if they're looking for a particular speaker, they're going to be in Google. Instagram Reels and all of that stuff is great for that audience. But when it comes to bigger opportunities, corporate opportunities, things of that nature, this blog, this AEO, SEO, GEO stuff, it is the way to go. He sold me on it for sure. Let me see what else. The other insight that I had is he basically said when it comes to AI, because some people, he's about ethics, right? So some people were saying like, oh, well, is this copying this and that? And he explained like how to actually do think about doing a research paper. You cited different things in a research paper. As long as you give credit where credit is due and you don't simply regurgitate exactly what ChatGPT is giving out to you, then you're using it as a springboard to get you 80% there, not to be the finished product. So I wrote down that AI helps you learn faster. Like, that is your ability to be able to take in information. He talked about it when he does, these different prompts and he's pulling up different articles and he's learning keywords. He learns some things that he can put inside of his keynotes. While we're trying to rely on, and this is, I think, kind of that expertise complex. It's like when you know a thing, it feels like, okay, well, I just can only teach on what I know. But nobody's doing that anymore. Like, you have to constantly expand your knowledge to be top of game. And it's not just about what you read in a book or go get a certification to do that. Sometimes it's about using these platforms to get more information to yourself so that you can use it and also be able to adapt your technical skills to speak more about what's happening now. Last little insight that he shared that I was like, this is too good. He talked about, hold on, because I already said this one about the different engagements that he does. He was talking about having a Wikipedia page, which was so funny to me. I thought you could just create one, but apparently there's a whole thing. All right, so here's my insight. And I alluded to this a little bit before. As I was sitting there, I'm like, we do way too much thinking, and it slows us down in a world that's moving at rapid speed. We do way too much thinking. I think about how many people, like just in programs I'm in, and even with myself, like, oh, what content should I post? I'm not sure. Meanwhile, this guy has got prompts that's giving him like 50 pieces of content a day, and he's just getting them out. And we're still thinking, what's in my ideal client's head, and what are they looking for, and da-da-da-da. He's literally saying, AI, what are the top questions around this? And getting a slew of content ideas. Period. He's not scrolling to see what people are talking about and what's viral and all that. He's using these tools to get quality content and then developing it right then. There's no questions. The man said he will he'll go into his office 9 o'clock. He'll be in there till 6 o'clock. He'll let his wife know, hey, act like I'm out of the house. Act like I'm at a speaking engagement right now. Like I'm focused on this. And he will create months of long form, not TikToks, not video podcast, long form. And he didn't even mention a podcast, but blogs that he turns into LinkedIn articles. He does do YouTube because he personally believes in the YouTube and Google, which are the largest search engines, and he will do that. I think he might have mentioned like repurposing clips to like other social media platforms. But when I tell you 99% of the content that he shared with us today was around these long form pieces of content that are, evergreen is not the word, but that continue to build momentum behind his brand and keep boosting him up in the search results so that if anybody searches his topic, they find him. Gold. That is the gist of what I got without getting into all the things, but you're about to see me implement the things that he shared. Oh, I realized I got one question. Oh, this is the last thing actually. This man said that he physically mails he types the letters, but handwritten address, stamped letters to meeting planners to talk about his topic, to let them know that he knows they have an event or conference coming up. Here's what he speaks on. This may be a good fit. Would you be open to a conversation type thing? He's willing, he said this, to send these letters to 400 different people. And he knows that he's going to get maybe 1, 2, or 3 gigs out of that. And you may be thinking like, oh, well, that's a low percentage out of 400 letters. But the way that he does them, it's just like, okay, if I take a day and send out all these letters and, my gigs are $10,000, sending out a few letters, I'm willing to do that. And I just love that because it also made me think we have to be willing to do what other people won't do. And I feel like that's things that have been said in some way before. We need to be specific about what that thing is. Everybody wants to be a speaker. A lot of people are in the entrepreneur speaker world. A lot of people are looking for invitations. You see these posts, hey, I'm looking for a speaker, It's 100 people that commented. Like, for me, I'm not going to comment on those. It's already 300 people. You're going to find somebody out of there. But what people aren't doing, ain't nobody sending no letters. But guess who about to send some letters? Because I'm just intrigued by it. And I will love to be coming back here on y'all and be like, y'all, I got this gig from sending a physical letter where the world is talking about social media and you got to be here, you got to do this, and there's a time for that. But what if this could work too? So more to come on all the results that happened, but this guy was amazing. And I walked up to him afterwards and I was like, I had low expectations for this. But you killed that. Like, for real. Like, pages of notes. And he was like, I love when younger people come up and say that to me. That means I really nailed it. I'm like, you totally nailed it. Some of these people, nobody, in my opinion, is talking about this like he did. And how he gave such practical advice in the room. I'm just looking through everything he said to see if it was something else that I wanted to call out. But, yeah. I think I was saying this before when he said, we want quality content and it's not like this. Let me re-record. Let me take this down. Like, get the quantity out there because chances are, he said this, a lot of things are about optics. It's not even about people. If somebody reads the blog, that's great. But the blog's purpose is not for it to even get read. It's for it to boost you. It's your marketing tool to promote you in the algorithm. It's really not because it's supposed to be this readable content. Like, that's the point. And that's why the quantity piece matters so much. And when you do that, you get found. You get people reaching out to you for opportunities. And it's not about getting every single word right. It's not about having the most prolific. He even said he references other articles, again, ethically, and writes his particular opinion on it. So whenever a popular article is searched, he's also there as someone giving quality thoughts about that topic or article. Brilliant. So at the end of the day, we do have to create more. We do have to do the things that people aren't willing to do in our space. And sometimes it's not about doing more of what everybody else is doing. It's about doing more of what nobody else is doing. And playing in the blue ocean. There are, the whole thing about market saturation. I posted about this on my threads. No market is truly saturated. Because here's the thing. There are a lot of talkers. There are a lot of people who put titles in their bios, but there are not enough people who actually do the stuff. And I don't mean do it in terms of, speaking and what topics they have and what information they have. They're not doing the marketing and sales stuff to be the best. Like, the best is still open in so many categories. Being prosperous is still open in so many categories because folks don't actually do the work. They'd rather have the title of speaker in their LinkedIn bio, but they're not actually booking speaking engagements because they don't do the things. So where it seems like there's saturation, Trust me. It's just a lot of talkers and not a lot of doers. Doers are going to take off this year. And I'm standing behind what he said with AI. In 2026, in order to be a doer at the level that you need to be a doer, you're going to have to use these systems. There's no way you can write 3 blogs, 5 blogs a week staring at a blank Google Doc every time you want to write. No. You're going to need to be talking your ideas. You're going to need to be uploading your book content. You're going to be needing to look at what are the top things that are being searched and like quick, get it out there. That's how you're going to create visibility and win 2026. This phone is going to die soon, so I don't want that to happen. Check out this next video. Subscribe, because I'm going to be talking about my journey as things come up with this throughout this YouTube daily journey. And so you don't want to miss it. If anything you take away from this, create more. Don't worry about quality and buttoned up and Create more. Even this journey is building a muscle for me to be able to create video content every single day. Now, I haven't all been speaking about my topic or the things that I want to be known for, but I've been practicing my speaking for the past, 38 days. I'm learning where I'm using filler words. I'm slowing down to enunciate and pronounce the things that are important and get rid of any words that I'm hearing over and over again that aren't what I actually want to say. So that when I do move to creating more specific topic focused things, I've gotten the reps of just getting up here and talking and being confident about what I want to say without a script or without writing out all these points or doing all this super fancy editing. These are reps that most people wouldn't do. Especially if you're like, oh, it's not getting views, it's not going viral. It's not about that. It's about the reps for me. It's about being able to talk with no notes. It's about getting rid of filler words. It is about creating visibility, but that's not my only thing. It doesn't have to create visibility tomorrow. I know it will, because I'm putting in the reps that other people won't. So what reps are you putting in? And I'll see you on the next one.